How to find a good yoga teacher training course? This is the question I'm answering today. And there are three things I would look for in any yoga school. First one is a great teacher. Second is great curriculum. And third is great reputation. All three are really important. A teacher is going to make or break your entire journey. So you need to make sure he or she is safe, qualified, and knows what they're doing. Second, curriculum is going to define how your course is going to progress and will also help you understand if it aligns with your expectations. Third is great reputation. Now, this is important because unfortunately this community is not very well regulated, and that means there are a lot of inappropriate incidents that have happened. So it's my responsibility to warn you about them. So you need to make sure reputation is good. And how do we ensure or check for all of these three things? I will cover that shortly. But before that, there is one thing I want you to do before you even think about going for a yoga training program. I want you to take a piece of paper and write down 3 questions on it. First is why you want to do this TTC. It's really important to have full clarity on why you are entering into this system, why you want to do it. Just write it down. You have to write it down, don't type it. Use a pen and paper. Second is, what are you going to do while you are there? Just have some thought in mind. Okay, I want to do this TTC for this reason, and in order to achieve this reason, these are the things that I should do while I'm there, or I should get exposure to through the curriculum. Third is what you are going to do after you've done your TTC. These 3 questions, please answer: why you're doing it, what you will do while you're there, and what you will do after you come back. Once you have that clarity, your TTC is going to be a lot more productive. Okay, now going back to the 3 criteria, which was your great teacher, great curriculum, and great reputation. How do you ensure that? Step 1. If you can find someone you know well who's gone to one of these places, that is ideal. It is always great to have a direct recommendation from someone you trust or you know very well. In case you don't know someone, or even if you do know someone, there is another step that I would recommend you do. Go online and find at least 3 alumni from the schools that you've shortlisted. At least 3. 1 should be local, like from India or from the same city, and 2 can be from anywhere. It's very easy to find. A lot of people are there on Instagram, on social media today. So go find them, write them messages. Maybe you'll need to approach 10 and maybe 5 will respond, maybe 3 will answer. But people are generally friendly. I have done this, and they will get back to you. Then you ask them how is their experience, would they recommend the place, discuss with them, and they will be able to advise you. You should also ask them if the curriculum as it has been given on the website of the particular yoga school was followed. It happened with me that there was this excellent curriculum of a particular school, and I found 2 alumni and I asked them, hey, did you do all of this? And they're like, what is this? We have no idea. We never covered all that. So a lot of institutes put up this curriculum, which was probably put up years ago, and nobody really follows through. So it helps to have somebody who's been there in recent time to confirm that to you. Next, reputed schools are always better. So if you can find a lot of media articles about a particular school on the internet, or you have great Google reviews, and they have a very strong presence in the digital space, that always helps. Transparent presence, so they should have a good amount of Google reviews there, Facebook reviews, so on and so forth. Read through them because it is an important and an expensive investment. Lastly, do not be afraid to communicate with the school. Most schools have a engagement desk, so write to them, ask them as many questions that you have, call them, get all your doubts sorted. Make sure that it is worth your time and money. Don't be afraid to do that. There's no one's going to tell you, don't come to our institute, you're asking us too many questions. And the more engaged an institute is, the more transparent they are, the more willing to answer your questions that they are, the more comfort I would have in going to them. 2 things you need to be mindful of before you go to a TTC, teacher training program, is that one is self-study. The more you have prepared yourself before you get there, the better your time will be, the more productive your time will be. And there are 2 texts that I would recommend that you study before, at least a month before you go for your program. First one is the Yoga Sutras, and 2 books I would recommend. One is Raja Yoga by Swami Vivekananda. It's a thin blue book, very easy to get through, but oh my god, so hard-hitting. Swami Vivekananda was a great orator and he had a way with language. It's a good book to read. Another book for Yoga Sutras that I would recommend for beginners is 4 Chapters on Freedom by Bihar School of Yoga. That's also a very convenient book to start your Yoga Sutras journey. Second is Hatha Yoga Pratipika. Since you are going for a Hatha Yoga course, it's important to understand what exactly it is. And again, Bihar School of Yoga has a very good translation, and I would recommend that. It's a red book. You can just look it up. This was one, so self-study would help, pre-study would help. Second is a note of caution in terms of how a TTC emotionally impacts a lot of people. What tends to happen is that there's a tendency to get carried away because you have somebody who's working very closely with you, with your body in an environment which is emotionally, spiritually, and physically active. So that I'm trying to find the right words to say this, but getting carried away into this loop of, oh, I found my guru, I found this amazing person, my life has been sorted, I have arrived, and he's made me do so many things, so on and so forth. It's a natural tendency. You know, you do your first headstand and you're so grateful to your teachers, people are crying, and you have these emotional breakthroughs. And you're not around your family and your partner, or you do not have your support system, and you tend to project that gratitude entirely on your yoga teacher. This is not healthy, and it's best if you recognize it early on before it progresses to a point where you have prepped yourself to be manipulated by a sociopath. And I am going to say it because I've seen it happen so often that it is I feel duty bound to warn you about it. So be focused. That is why I said have a very clear idea of why you're going there, have your goals in place. A yoga teacher is a professional relationship, not a spiritual relationship. Just because somebody is teaching you asanas does not mean that they're automatically spiritually advanced and help you grow spiritually. That is something you will do on your own, or that is something that can probably happen if you actually find a guru who has spiritually progressed to such a high level that they can actually dispel your spiritual darkness, which is what the term guru is used for. And on that note, I hope you found this useful, and let me know in comments if you have any more queries or doubts.